Yo, what's going on, everybody? Sorry I'm running late. It is 3:04. Oh, I think that's the latest I've ever been for a live stream. My apologies. I had some technical difficulties. I couldn't get the microphone to work, so sorry about that. My fault. I got to reset. Last 2 days in a row where I've been late, so my apologies to you guys. But we're here now. It's time for another live stream. It is Monday. It doesn't feel like a Monday, but it is Monday, February 15th, 2021. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Everyone listening in on the audio version, welcome to you guys. Hopefully you guys are having a good run. Hopefully you're on the treadmill and not outside in like freezing cold or snowy temperatures and having a nice, safe run today. Or if you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, welcome. If you're joining from like a treadmill, I think that's a great way to enjoy this time. And hopefully you guys are having a good run or a good day as well. Everyone that's here live, so sorry about that again, that I was making you guys wait. But today I think it'll be a fun one. Today I've got some new bars that I've never had before for the Monday Mukbang. I've got Skratch Labs. I didn't know that they made bars, so here they are. I've got 3. I got a sampler pack on Amazon. You know, those sampler packs are my favorite way to try out new stuff. So my note to like any brands that are out there, like just sample packs are really, really important for ways for people to try your stuff, especially if Amazon is a primary way that you're selling or introducing yourself to other people. But we'll get to that in just a second. But I do want to talk about today's run. How are your guys' run today? Mine was difficult. It was supposed to be 5 to 10 degrees this morning and maybe light snow and moderate winds. But I got out there today and it was just, my watch said it was 2 degrees Fahrenheit. Maybe they said -2. It was like right around 0 Fahrenheit and the winds were stiff and there was a strong headwind for a lot of the run today. So demoralizing and difficult. And the snow had accumulated overnight. So I had like about an inch on even the paved, like normally plowed and salted surfaces. So it was tough. But, got the workout done. But running on snow, I'm so tired of running on snow. And it was tough trying to get in, it's just moderate pace miles today. I just feel like it makes your quads work so much harder to try and put your foot down, not slide, and then push off again, even though things are like moving all around. Sheldon Music knows what I'm talking about. He had 8.34 miles and slow. Yeah, there we go. Ed's here. Good to see you, Ed. He said it was 0 degrees yesterday and 8 today. Wow, that's a big change. 4 miles quick to get back and play Lego Harry Potter with his daughter. Oh, that's awesome. That's super fun. I thought I saw, oh, look, we got Josh is here. Dr. Josh, welcome. It's all our interval workout this morning. Nice work. Good job. And Stephen Gerzer had 5 miles easy. Nice. All right, let's see. Who else we got? Bert Legas in here as well. He was working on the glutes and hips and core while watching. Awesome. Very cool. All right. Ben Browning's here on the Zwift. Nice. I really like that's a goal. I really want to get there. I want to do one of these on the treadmill. But like my concern has always been like really loud noise, like coming from the treadmill, but there's got to be a way around it. Cause I see people that are doing like their running workouts. I see people doing cycling workouts, of course, like the virtual group fitness stuff online, like whether it's Peloton or something else. And I think people are doing the same thing with treadmills too, right? So how are they dealing with the noise factor in that situation? Like I want to be able to do that. I'd love to be able to like, as part of my double every day. Cause my family lets me have this kind of time during live stream to kind of like jump out of family life and do this. So I'm like, hey, as long as we're doing that, maybe I can get in a double for the day. That'd be great. I would love to do that. But, we don't have room for a treadmill in here. And yeah, there was a time where I was looking at, this is how I found Chase's Summit. You guys watch that channel? Because he had reviewed basically like a bunch of the really cheap, low profile, like there's no even buttons on it. It's just like you connect to it with an app, like kind of treadmills on Amazon. Like, I don't know how he got people to send it to him, but like every like cheap treadmill maker on Amazon sent him a treadmill and he reviewed a bunch of them. So that's how I found them. But I'm like, I don't think those are really what I'm looking for, but I would love to be able to get a treadmill and do that. All right, let's see what else we got here today. Rob says the Nike Invincible arrived on the doorstep today, 1 day early. Nice. And went for his first 0 Celsius run in a few weeks. Nice. How did you like the Nike Invincible, Rob? I'm excited for people to start trying that shoe out and see what other people think. And Lee Joyce Chung says, what's going on? Good to see you again, Joyce. Says, I got 46 miles so far on the Clifton 7 and love the shoe. I also got a Bondi 7 and Ultra Paradigm 5, but love the Clifton 7 the best. Very nice. Yeah, I mean, I'm a Clifton guy over Bondi. You know, I think that's the shoe that I really like. And that's the shoe from Hoka, I think. That and the Rincon, those are the two shoes that resonate the most with me from Hoka. And I'm from Ultra, I've never tried the Paradigm. I saw some more images, though, of what's the new one that just came out? Is it? No, it's not the Paradigm because it's a brand new one. Rivera or something like that. It looks nice, but it just looks like it's kind of like if it were a Skechers, it would just be called like the Escalante Plus, you know? So like I'm worried that it's not different enough. Like I want to try something different. All right, Affluent Journey says, he took 3 poops before his race yesterday. Nice. I came very close to like pooping like along the lakefront today. I don't really want to do that because it's close to like a body of water, and they say that's not good to do. But I was just out there, and I was like, I'm very far from home. It's the middle of a snowstorm, and it's 2 degrees out. There's no one here. I could totally do it. No one would see it, and it'd be fine. And then I could bury it with snow. So I was like really, I had like really thought it out, and I'd picked out kind of a location. Like I was like, here's what's coming up ahead. I know what's coming. Here's my spot. But then by the time I got there, I was like, oh, you know what? I'm fine. I don't need to do that today. So, so I was okay. I skirted by on another day. Chris Dyke said, speedier workout on the plan today, hoping the Continental Rubber keeps me upright in the snow and slush. Well, be careful out there, but have fun. Go for it. All right. Matt wants to know, did Co eat chocolate hearts on Valentine's Day? I didn't eat any chocolate hearts, but the girls made chocolate heart-shaped pizzas. So we have these like giant, like they're for sugar cookies, but giant like heart, cookie cutters, but they cut pizza dough, and they made that. And then they also made a 3-layer cake that's frosted and in the shape of a heart. So I'll be eating that for a little while. I'm trying not to eat too much of it. I'm not going to eat too much of it, but yeah, but we had some of that last night. It was super tasty. And then my wife and my older daughter had made some chocolate covered strawberries too. So we got some nice Valentine's Day treats. And then my wife also ordered on Amazon Prime or Amazon Fresh, sparkling rosé in a can. So that was nice. I mean, they come in the size of like the Starbucks cold brews, like the ones that you like the cans. So like, I don't know if it's like 10 ounces, 12 ounces, something like that, but sparkling rosé in a can. So it's kind of nice. It was kind of like, like drinking a bubble water, but there's actually booze in it. So I was like, I mean, I love bubble water, but I always feel like there needs to be booze in it. And I was like, oh, see, this is the feeling that I'm looking for. So it was nice. We had a good Valentine's Day. All right. We've got Sheldon Music coming in with a super chat for today. Thank you so much, Sheldon. Welcome. Good to see you here. Thank you. And thank you very much. All right. Matt said today, or I don't know about when, but he's saying he performed a bowel move on a golf course and wiped myself with a frozen sock. That sounds miserable on a lot of levels. The other day I was walking the dog, and I had one poop bag left, and he's been having this bad habit of like he gets outside, he poops, and then normally he wants to go right back inside, but sometimes he's always in a hurry to do everything, so sometimes he doesn't spend enough time pooping, so he needs a second round. But then he'll realize, oh, we're walking inside because I complained and I tried to go inside fast, and now we're going inside and I regret it. So I got to poop. So he did a second poop, like as we were nearing the door of the building, and I was like, I'm out of poop bags. I don't know what to do. All I had was my gloves, like my thin running gloves, because I had come back from a run, my 2 layers of gloves. I'd taken off the outer layer, but I had the thinner one, and I was wearing that. So I picked up his poop with my thinner running gloves. And I was like, I'm going to have to wash these. And then I'm like holding a dog's poop in my thin running gloves. And I'm just like, nope. So I just threw it in the garbage, and I'm like, I'm not washing that. I'm not gonna deal with that. I have another pair, so I'm good. So it was a very expensive dog poop, but I was like, yeah, all right, got to deal with it sometimes. Affluent Journeys wants to know if you saw it steaming in the snow. Yeah, I did have to pee the other day on the run, and so I did kind of pull off the trail a little bit, and I found a spot, and it was a very strange feeling because that spot that I like kind of pulled off the trail, I was so I didn't poop in this. I've never pooped outside along the lakefront path before, but I have peed along the lakefront path many times. And this time, there was no one around because that day was -5 out, super, super cold. And I ended up picking a spot that was a giant snowbank. So I was past my knees in snow and then peeing along the side of the road. And that was a very strange sensation. It was like, as close as like peeing in a bathtub that I could, because you're just like, you feel like you're just covered in everything. This is a weird conversation. Yeah, Spence Ohm says like the one time you do poop outside, that'll be the one time someone comes across you. It could be. Rob says Invincible first run was really nice. Speaking about that ZoomX Invincible, it seems it wanted me to run faster than the Peg Trail 2 GTX I've been using in the snow lately. Yeah, I could see that. It kind of likes just being at a rhythm. It kind of just likes to go. But depending on the terrain, it could make you want to go faster. So if it was like dry and clear out, but you said it was 0 degrees. But if it was dry and clear out, at least when you're running, yeah, the Peg Trail 2 is really good on the road, but the ZoomX Invincible for pure just road running, I would say is better for sure. And Martha says, should runners carry doggy bags? I mean, for me, I pooped out in the cornfields in Iowa. And then there's no reason for me. I don't think there's really a reason for me to pick it up when I'm out there because like I would have to carry that for miles. So that's probably not a great idea. Yeah. So I don't know about that. I'm not sure. It's an interesting proposition though. 100 Max Power says, hey, Michael, will you consider doing a group run for Chicago Marathon if it takes place this year? Definitely. So if we have the Chicago Marathon, I don't know. Definitely, maybe not. I'd like to do one, but like, it'll depend. I mean, if the conditions are safe enough that the Chicago Marathon can go, I feel like the conditions will probably be safe enough that I would feel comfortable with a group run, having like anywhere between, we've had as few as like 5 for the Chicago Marathon, I think. Maybe 6 or 7 was the smallest number I've had before. And like the last time it was like 30 people. So like that number of people, I feel like that's a lot. That's big. That's certainly a group, but I'm thinking ahead of time to October. By then, if you're here, you're probably been vaccinated. So I feel like that'll be okay. So with, who knows what's going to happen with COVID, but presumably, yes, I will. All right. My mom's here. What's going on? How are you? Good to see you. Jeff Elliott says, got donuts for Valentine's Day and dropped some off for the kid. That's nice. That's always nice. All right. Jeff Elliott said, I accidentally ran up on a woman squatting next to the greenway. I had headphones on and didn't realize what was going on until I was way too close. Oh, man. Yeah, I would feel terrible if I like surprised or come up on someone because I'm like, when you're in that situation, it's because it was a dire situation and you know what you're doing. And it's just worse when someone else like kind of comes across you too. I'd rather just not know, so, oh man. All right, let's get one more. And yeah, Runner Ray says, we talk sometimes about shoes. Yeah, we do sometimes. All right, let's see. Where's something? It looks like we got something from C Chad Run. Let me scroll up. There we go. Here you go. Totally tooting my own horn here, but I just ran a 56-mile run across Denver, my house, my in-laws. Such a cool experience. That's awesome, Chad. Incredible. That's cool. Across Denver? Is Denver? How far do you have to run for? And that's presumably like really far for Denver. That's incredible. Great job. Very cool. All right. Someone was saying they got a ticket. Where did that go? All right, where'd it go? Someone say, oh, here we go. Matt says, I was once given a ticket for peeing on a run and decent exposure. Had to go to court and nearly had to register as a sex. Yeah, see that's the thing that's like scary about it, and like I feel like from the authorities' perspective, it'd be like, yeah, sure, you were peeing on a run. You know, like you were peeing on a run, creep. All right, get it. Yeah, get in the back of the squad car. You know, I could totally see that, and that's like the bigger concern about something like that happening. It's because like, yeah, you don't want that to happen. That'd be really, really bad. All right. Okay. Let's do let's get to the food for today. See, I was trying to do something else, but yeah. All right. Let's do it. All right. So C Chad Run says across Denver equals East Centennial to Longmont. Now, I'm not that familiar with Denver, but the 56 miles to get across the city seems like a ton of distance. But I could see it if like, yeah, I could see it being long. But man, that's an incredible amount of distance. Great job. All right. And Martha says Denver is very spread out. Some of the streets east to west are record length, I believe. Ooh, very cool. Very cool. CV76 is my lawyer, Kofuzi. If the poop doesn't fit, you must quit. All right. Let's go. We'll move on. Let's move on. We're going to switch topics to food. So these are some bars from Skratch Labs. I haven't had them before. I did buy these myself, so they didn't send them to me. And we'll try them out. There's 3 flavors I have here. There's a 4th one that's like peanut butter and strawberry. I won't eat that one today. Leave that one in the box just because I'm trying to minimize the amount of peanut butter that I eat in the house because we do have an allergy. So, all right. For all of these, the calorie count on them is 220 calories. The back label is actually really funny for these. They say to use, enjoy as an anytime snack, or to fuel your next workout. So it's not like meal replacement. It doesn't seem to be like it's not a protein bar to eat like after a workout or anything like that. But then like the next sentence after like under to use, like right under here, let's see what we have. To use, it says eat it when you're hungry, don't if you're not. Repeat if necessary. I feel like that's just good eating advice. All right, this one, let's start with, let's do this one first because this is one I think I would like the least. Raspberries and lemons. There's 2 flavors that I generally don't like all that much. But there are tree nuts in here. There's cashews, macadamia, and coconut. And the main first ingredient is nut and butter and seed butter blend. All of these say non-GMO, gluten-free. They're not all dairy-free, but this one is dairy-free, vegan, kosher, and soy-free. Actually, I think they are all dairy-free, but one of them does have chocolate chips in a facility that processes dairy products. So they must not use dairy in the chocolate chip, though. But it does say dairy-free on all of them. They're not all soy-free. That's the thing that's different about them. So as far as other information, 4 grams of protein, 33 grams of carbs. I think that carb number is the same for like all of them. About 33 grams of protein, carbohydrates, 4 grams of protein, and 105 milligrams of salt. So there we go. Dive into these. Here we go. Here's what it looks like. It's kind of like it's like sticky and dense, chewy. So it's not a crunchy bar by any means. There's something in it that's giving it like a little crunch, kind of like a Rice Krispie, which is nice. Very strong raspberry flavor, which is good. Not too much of a lemon flavor. If I were to guess the flavor of this, I would say raspberry. And it's tasty. I feel like if this had little chocolate chunks in it, I would prefer that. That would taste like a nice dessert. We had some raspberries with our cake last night. It was really good. Raspberries, I only like the first day. After that, they're little mold factories in my mind. So, like, I always advise my wife to get the smallest thing of raspberries possible. Affluent Journey says, what was the movie where the kids eat the Snickers bar in the pool and the old lady faints? I want to say it was a Billy Madison, like not Adam Sandler movie, but I could be wrong on that. And Martha says raspberries are very perishable. Yeah, they're such a fragile fruit. And I think part of it is like they have so many little crevices for water to stay in there. And then like it was Caddyshack. Caddyshack, that's right. It was Caddyshack was the movie with the Snickers bar. But with the raspberries, I feel like they come in those containers with a little like it's like almost like a chuck or like an absorbent pad at the bottom. And the color of that is always really off-putting to me. I just don't like that one. Yeah. But raspberries are good. I love to raspberries and beets. Those are two foods that I love. And I especially love when I go somewhere else to eat them. Like, I just don't like having them in the house. I'll occasionally buy either one. But whenever I do it, I always end up like buying it. And then I'm like, ugh, I don't want to eat that anymore. It's been a day. All right. Got my palate cleanser here. Just some water. Jeff Alley says, my go-to convenience snack are the complete cookie from Lenny and Larry. Oh, I'm going to have to order some of those. I've never had that before. All right. I don't think I'm going to finish this whole one. What I usually do is when I eat like just sample stuff for the Monday mukbangs, I usually end up eating them for like before my runs. So that one, I don't know if I'll eat the whole one. I'll leave that for now. I might probably end up eating it later today, but we'll see how these other ones go. We've got cherries and pistachios next and chocolate chip and almonds. I'm going to go with the cherries and pistachios because I feel like that's going to be really good. Will Willing says, my strangest experience here. I haven't read the rest of this yet. It'll be interesting to see where this goes. He says, my strangest experience here was when I had my earbuds on and Kofuzi was eating the freeze-dried ice cream. Hearing the crunching was strange indeed. Okay, that could have gone a lot of different directions because I feel like that wasn't that strange. But I guess if you just have this on and you're, listening, it could be a really strange sound. That freeze-dried ice cream was such a strange consistency. It was like eating a packing peanut. All right, cherries and pistachios. This one contains tree nuts, pistachios, cashews, almonds, and coconut. And it is soy-free as well. 5 grams of protein in this one. 30 grams of carbs and 140 milligrams of salt. So a little bit more salt in this one. A little bit less sugar or carbs and 1 gram more protein. This one kind of looks like almost like every one of these like gummy style, like not gummy, but like these denser bars that I've ever seen. Kind of looks like that. Like very bendy. Let's see how it goes. There's almost like a honey sweetness to it. Is there honey in this one? All the ingredients in this are pretty straightforward. Nut butter blend, oats, tapioca syrup, solids, coconut nectar, dried cherries, pistachios, tapioca syrup, vegetable glycerin. That's a weird one. I'm not sure what that is. Quinoa crisps. Is that what I'm tasting? Quinoa crisps? That's amazing. Brown rice crisps. No, I think that's what I'm tasting. Sunflower seeds, oat flour, sorghum flakes, sunflower lecithin, and sea salt. So, pretty straightforward ingredient list. This one's good. I like this one a lot. I love dried cherries. Such a fantastic fruit. Here, there's not enough dried cherry. But when you get it, it's good. And then as far as like the nuts, it tastes just kind of like oatmeal-y. So it kind of tastes like, one time my wife made oatmeal dried cherry cookies. It kind of is like that. There is a real sweetness to this one though, even though it has less sugar than the raspberry and lemon. That one's very sweet. But I like that. I could eat a whole bunch of those. Real good. All right. Oren McGowan says, for massage guns, what's the difference between the ones that are a few $100s and like $50? Some of the cheaper ones don't look half bad. Is it diminishing returns the higher you go up? I think I haven't actually tested any of the ones that are several $100s. I think the most expensive one that I ever tested was like $160, $180, something like that. What I've generally found in testing ones that are like, I don't know that I've tested one I think I have tested one that's like $50. I think maybe $70 or $80 so is that what That's what I've tried up to like 160, 180. And so the main difference for me is the power of the motor. So the motor you can make it stall. Like when you're really like digging it into something, on the cheaper ones, you can make it so it goes, it vibrates and it goes ding, 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 ding. And then if you push hard, it'll just stop because the motor's not powerful enough, even under pressure, to keep oscillating. And so that's like the big difference. So if you really want to get low frequency, but powerful, like really deep in there, then you're going to want to make sure you get one that has a quality motor in it that can still do that. Because even the cheap ones, they can go fast. Speed isn't the issue. It's the being able to continue oscillating at the desired frequency, even when there's a load already put onto it. So that's kind of like the big thing for me. Because like usually I don't like it when it goes super fast. Because then it's just like then it's like vibrating and buzzing. I don't feel like it's really like I want like I want to feel like that kind of like I want to feel the hertz, Hertz, not the hurt, Hurt. So I want to feel that, and that kind of is the part that I find relaxing about the massage gun. So that's for me the biggest thing. Other things are like noise, how long the battery lasts, how comfortable it is to hold, because it's something that you're going to be using for about 15 minutes. And so like if it's not balanced well, or if it shakes a lot, that's going to get very fatiguing to hold and just uncomfortable. So that's another part of it too. Not a huge deal, especially if you're looking to save a couple bucks, that's fine. But for me, the main thing is the motor strength. All right. Warren McGowan says, I've seen them for like $6 on Wish. What? I mean, is Wish a legit site? I mean, I feel like Wish is like all the stuff that was like too sketchy for eBay. Is that like a fair assessment of what Wish is? I kind of feel like it is. Maybe I'm not. Dr. Just says, feature massage gun slogan by Kofuzi. I want to feel the hertz. I feel like I actually think that would be a good one. Someone could have that. If you're a massage gun manufacturer out there, you could be like, feel the hertz. There you go. Steven Gerzo said, do you have your kids walk on your back? Nature's massage gun for dads. They do when I don't ask them to. If I'm on the floor, like they'll do it. So like we were just playing, like today is big President's Day. There's a holiday today. So the kids didn't have school. My wife didn't have work either. So we were relaxing and sitting on the floor playing Trolls Monopoly. I really like the children's editions of Monopoly. The games are usually over really quick. And people don't get upset or take it personally. So I love playing those shorter versions of Monopoly. And we're all sitting on the floor playing. And the baby, like, I don't know if it's because we've lived in this small space for so long, but I always joke whenever we go to like a friend's house or reunion or at my in-laws' house, I'm like, we don't need a house this big, guys, because no matter where we sit, you guys are going to sit on us. I mean, like you guys saying like my kids are going to sit on us, me and my wife. And today, like my wife had to constantly like kind of like stiff arm the baby because she kept like she was sitting next to her like in the circle. And she kept trying to like slide over and then sit in my wife's lap, and she would have to like stiff arm her and put her back down. So it was just like, that's what they do. They'll get on us. They'll just climb all over us, whether we want them to or not. All right. Mark Chankoko says, where's Frank? Dude crushed a marathon yesterday. Oh, where's Frank? Tony Romello says, I hate that Wish sponsors the Lakers. Makes them look so cheap. It's a really strange thing, isn't it? It's really strange. Although, here we go. Jeff Elliott says, I'm glad I bought a cheap massage gun. It's certainly quiet enough to use while watching TV, and the battery life is just insane. Oh, that's awesome. Good. All right. Let's see. Jeff Elliott says, did I do this one already? Monopoly takes way too long. I agree. It does take too long. It's like whenever someone asks you to play regular Monopoly, you have to be like, and when you take that deep breath, you're like, do I have the energy for this? And can this friendship survive this game? Like that's the thought. Those are the two questions that go through your mind when someone asks, do you want to play Monopoly? Runner Dre said, I used to hold game nights, and Monopoly was the only game I banned. We once played for 2.5 hours, and it just got weird. That's so funny. There is a version of Monopoly that I really like. It's like a card game. It's kind of, I forget, I played it when we were, the first Ragnar that I did. We played it, and people were like, you want to play this Monopoly game? And I'm like, nope. I only know half of you guys, and the other half I don't. I only just met a little while ago. And we got a lot of running to do, so no. But they're like, no, this is different. So, yeah. But that game was fun. I forget what it was called. But you hold the cards like kind of like playing cards, and it's just much faster. I feel like, the makers of Monopoly have really taken on like the idea that it takes too long. So what was it? Denning76 says it's a battle of stamina, not strategy. Yeah. And so they've done stuff to make it faster. And I like the faster ones. So and I do feel like they're good. Bert says the kids love Monopoly Cheaters Edition. Ooh, I'm gonna have to try that. Because you know what? My kids, they like playing Old Maid. And they are just like shameless cheaters at the game. They'll be like, oh, I have to go get something over there, Dad. And they'll like walk, and then like they'll walk behind me, and they'll just be like, and like trying to peek at my cards the whole time. And I'm just like, what? I'm like, no one in this family is that competitive. Like, why are you, where is this coming from? But they feel the need to cheat. They don't want to get that Old Maid. Yeah, it's funny. Matt said Candyland's the best game ever. That one's they're like the kids version of Candyland. I don't know what they did to it, but it makes it just take so long. It takes forever. And that's a game when my kids are like, Daddy, let's play Candyland. And I'm like, I mean, Candyland is a kid's game, but there's like a baby version of the game. It still takes forever. Yeah. So Sean Marsh said Monopoly is the map of board games. Oh man, that's funny. That's so funny. See, Chad Wren says Exploding Kittens is great fun. I haven't tried that one. We got Throw Burrito for Christmas. That one's pretty fun. The kids like that one. I feel like though, if I had kids that were a little bit more rambunctious, then it wouldn't work. Because like as it is, my kids, it always ends up with someone getting hit in the face with one of those burritos, and then there's crying. So that's kind of how the game ends. Josh says 5-person Chinese checkers equals see you tomorrow morning, fam. Yeah. Oh, and Louis Becerra says Life is a better board game in my opinion. That was my favorite game growing up. Number one, I love spinning the thing. The spinning thing was so satisfying on that board game for Life. That was a good one. I also love driving the station wagon. I still love station wagons as a vehicle. I like, what do you guys call them in Europe? Estate wagons. Like I love station wagons, and like I'm really hoping that form factor like makes a comeback. Hatchbacks are great. I've had hatchbacks. I love them, but I want a station wagon, not a Woody. I don't need it to have like wood paneling, and I don't need it to have rear facing back seat, but I just want like a station wagon. But I don't think people make those anymore, at least not in the US. Everything's now crossover SUV, which I'm not a huge fan of generally. Right. Oh, Albert Owen says it's a public holiday here in Vancouver and having dim sum takeout for lunch. Oh, that sounds good. Yeah, I haven't had dim sum in a really long time. That sounds delicious. Dr. Fong says life is unfair, the game of life. I don't know, life, I guess. The guy with the highest salary always wins. Oh, that's funny. All right, Oren McGowan bringing it back to running says I'd order the Adidas RC2 for 40 pounds, $45 US, for a speedy C-day trainer and time trials. It was on the verge about the Zoom Streak 7 and SL20, but was half the price of the others. Did I make the right choice? I mean, if you're looking at for time trials, that's what the RC2 is for, depending on the distance. But Oren, I don't think you're running marathons. I think you're doing like shorter length time trials. I mean, compared to a marathon, not that like a 5K is a short time trial, but yeah. So I think that's a good choice. I think it's a good choice. I mean, I love the SL20 and I like the Zoom Streak quite a bit. So like any of those threes, I think is a good choice. I haven't run in the RC2 myself, but I think it's more like race tuned than the SL20 is. So yeah. Jeff Elliott says you can get a VW sports wagon. Volvo still makes great wagons. Audi has some, maybe BMW here and there. Yeah, I feel like the BMWs, like in the early 2000s, they made a lot of really nice wagons. I couldn't afford any. I still can't. I don't know. Maybe we can afford one, but I would never spend the money on one myself. Yeah, I think those were really nice. Yeah, the Volkswagen Sport Wagon, they make those still. I know there were. I mean, there was the not the Jetta. What was the one that was larger than the Jetta? They used to make a lot of those. They used to make that in a diesel that you can get in the U.S. too, and I felt like those were ones that I was looking at quite a bit. And then I don't know, like there was like the Mazda 3 had like a hatchback version that kind of looked like a station wagon, and then like Hyundai made some of like the, what was it? Not the Sonata, the one that's smaller than that. They made that in a station wagon version, but like those aren't. I was like, those weren't really kind of like speaking to me. So I don't know. Luis Becerra says Subaru makes great wagons. That's true. That's true. Oh yeah, Juice says the Passat. What's going on, Juice? He said the Passat. Yeah, the Passat. That was they used to make that, a bunch of those, a lot of wagons of that. I remember. Yeah, but going back to the Subaru, a lot of people have the Forester around here. Not the Forester, the Outback wagon. That's a very popular. I mean, I know that's a very popular car a lot of places, but it's also a very popular car around here in Chicago. All right. Dr. Funk says, you know, what would definitely not do well? A running video game. But it would be cool to pick your runner and sign shoe deals and stuff. Oh, that's interesting. I've never had have like a career mode. Yeah, because Dr. Josh was saying like there was track and field for NES where you run in place. Yeah, with the pad. Do you remember that? No one ever ran on it. You would get down on the floor and you would just like you would slap it with your hands as fast as you could, and that's how you played. And then there was hurdles, so you go like and like lift your hands up and then slap your hands down again as fast as you could. That was a fun one. And then yeah, I felt like there was multiple events like that too. Because wasn't there? I think there was a long jump. Same thing. And you like lifted your hands up as fast as you could. I feel like that. Am I remembering that wrong? I don't know. But I definitely remember that game. That was fun. But I think that was like the last track and field game ever made, right? Like, how would you even play that? You know, like I'm trying to figure out how that would go. Like, I think that would be fun. It'd be fun to create your avatar, you know, because then you would have that part in the beginning where like you're like, pick your runner, you know, and like the runner would be like this ready, and then you're like, does he wear a singlet? Does he wear a t-shirt? Is he wearing a backwards cap? You know, like that part would be fun, and like pick the shoes. You know, that'll be a lot of fun. But then like, you know, now go for a run. You know, low heart rate train with your running video game. That'd be pretty weird. But I mean, you know, I think that would be more fun as like kind of like an RPG, where like maybe you're the coach or an agent, and like you have a stable of people and you've got to recruit. And do you guys remember the game Baseball Stars? Did you guys play that game? That was a fun game. There was a couple of Nintendo baseball games where like, you know, you could like trade players, you can build up rookies, and like, you know, you get different XP over time from playing the players, and then you can make them like really good fielders or really good power hitters or consistent batters, you know, that kind of thing. That I think would be kind of fun, like Track Coach. Can someone make that? I feel like that doesn't need to be on a console. I feel like that could totally be on an app. I feel like that should be an app. That should be an app. And you could pick different training modalities for the people. That'd be funny. Tony Romelo says, a long time ago, there was an Olympic running game on PS2. I never played that one. I've never played that one. All right. Matt says, going back to the wagons, Subaru has a couple of good wagons. Yeah. You know what's disappointing is that like, I don't think any of like the US automakers makes a wagon anymore, do they? I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think that's a thing. Because I know, like, my running buddy, for him, it's really important that he buys something that's union made. And so he got a new car. He got the Ford Escape, I think. And I think that if he could have got a wagon, he would have. And so, like, yeah, I don't like. I know Subaru are made in the U.S., but I don't think that they're a union shop. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure they're not. Anyway, if anyone knows any different, I would love to know. But I'm pretty sure they're not. All right, let's eat the last one here. We got chocolate chips and almonds. See, I feel like this is gonna be my favorite one. This one is the one that's not soy free, but it is dairy free. But the chocolate chips are processed in a facility that processes dairy products. See, now this is an interesting addition to the label. Now, all the other ones haven't had potentially may contain or processed in a facility that has other potential allergens or other things in them. But they do make a peanut butter flavor one. So all of these, presumably, unless the peanut butter ones are made in a different facility, which is possible, but coming from Skratch Labs, probably not, because they're not a huge company. So they're probably all made in a facility that processes peanuts, but they don't like a may contain or a process the same facility warning aren't mandatory. But usually my wife and I, our comfort level with foods are, if it says processes in facility or may contain XYZ, then we usually assume, okay, then it doesn't potentially have cross-contamination with other things. But I don't think that's the case with these Skratch Lab bars. So maybe that's something I need to look into, call their customer support or email them and figure that out. But anyway, it's a side note on being a peanut allergy dad. But let's go with this one. It's got 4 grams of protein again, 33 grams of carbs, and 125 milligrams of salt. All of these had 4% of your USDA of potassium as well, and some varying amounts of iron. This one has 8% of iron. This one looks pretty similar to all the other ones. Kind of has that kind of sticky bar kind of consistency to it. Let's kind of crack it open. Oh, the chocolate all melted on my hand already. This one's tasty. It just tastes like chocolate chip. Really good. I'm not getting a very strong almond flavor from it. Maybe the chocolate is overpowering it. But this is good. Really good. I think I like the cherries and pistachios the best because I'm partial to dried cherries. But if you got a little bit more of a sweet tooth, the chocolate chip and almonds, I think, is the way to go. If you like your bars on the sweeter side, then the raspberry and the lemons. But this one, I could leave this one. I'm not a huge fan of that one, but it's not bad. But I think that people that like that kind of flavor will enjoy it. So 3 for 3. I think these are all good. These are all real good. If I recall correctly, I don't remember the exact price, but I feel like they were a little bit on the pricey side, but I feel like you're getting a pretty clean product here. It's non-GMO, gluten-free, dairy-free, vegan, kosher. Some of them are soy-free. So if you're very particular about what you're getting, I feel like this is a good one. Yeah. And for all of these, all the Skratch Lab products, they usually give you this kind of this thing on the bottom where, is this for hydration? Is it for fueling, or is it for building? All these bars were in the fueling / building. So yeah, I could definitely see eating this before a race or as a snack during traveling to and from a race. But the morning of a race, I feel like this would be a good food to have. So I really did enjoy that one. All right. All right. Sean Marshall, we'll end with this one for today. Kafuzi, if you can go on a run with Sarah Hall or Bill Murray, who would you pick, and why would you pick Bill Murray? I would definitely pick Bill Murray, assuming we could go on a run. I don't know if he's a runner or not. Maybe it would be on an elliptical. I feel like that would be fun. The elliptical bicycle thing. I feel like that's something that I could probably get Bill Murray. Not that I could, but if I was in a situation where I got a shot to ask Bill Murray to do a running interview, He'd be like, a running interview? No, thanks. See you later, dude. But if I was like, Bill Murray, I got 2 of these little elliptical bike things. Would you get on one with me? And then can I interview you for my YouTube channel? He'd be like, no, get out of here, dude. But, maybe like, in a 1 in 100 chance, and he might say yes. So I feel like that would be fun. And I would pick Bill Murray because I feel like he's had quite an interesting career, and he's had to reinvent himself a whole bunch of times. So I'd like to kind of figure out that. I feel like there's a Tao of Bill Murray that I'd really like to tap into. I watched him get interviewed by Willie Geist. I do like Willie Geist quite a bit. I feel like we could be friends, but that was a really good interview, and I felt like they kind of like tried to tap into that, but he also at the same time seems to be very like, he resists kind of like that kind of like label, that he is some sort of like weird kind of like he's not a Yoda, he's more of a Yogi Berra kind of character, and he tends to resist it a little bit. So I'd like to kind of like get into that a little. I'd love to learn a little bit more about that. Yeah, he's really funny. So that'd be fun. Yeah, I feel like if I went on a run with Sarah Hall, I would just be out of breath the entire time. So I'd be like, I wouldn't be able to keep up. Like, I think her easy runs even her very, very easy runs are much faster than I'm capable of running and talking. So there's that. All right. I think that's a good place to end it for today. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Tomorrow we're going to do Trivia Tuesday. It's probably going to be about snow or weather or something else, because that's all I can think about right now. It's like borderline whiteout conditions outside. It's still snowing. It's still really cold, but I haven't really decided yet, but we'll figure out something to talk about for Trivia Tuesday tomorrow. Tomorrow's video is going to be, I think it's a workout video. Yeah. So we're going to go over my, I think it was Saturday's workout. So we're going to go over that. So kind of like, just like last week, I made a video about the workout, brought you guys along with me. That's going to be tomorrow for the morning. So that'll be the morning and the afternoon, 3 p.m., same time as today, Trivia Tuesday. Hopefully I'll see you guys then. In the meantime, be safe and stay warm out there, everybody. Thanks.